Focus on my brake lights. Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word for it. Put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me. No. You can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that thing like I'm getting green right. Talking to my past life. Focus on my brake lights. Cruising to my future now.
Welcome to Breaking the Silence. And you know, ladies, I'm a little sad. I'm sad today.
Yeah.
I have some bad news for our viewers at home, you know, because this is actually our last show.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you won't be seeing us grace your TV show, your TV screens every day. You don't get to hang out with us.
It was really nice while it lasted, right?
Yeah, it really
But
did.
all good things have to come to an end.
Yes,
To an end,
and unfortunately, Breaking the Silence is coming to an end. But ladies, you know, I have another announcement to make. They're probably like, man, what
Another
else?
heartbreaking one?
Yes, you know, this was actually a April Fool's joke. So yes, we're not ending. Don't be sad.
You're
We're
stuck
not
with
really
us.
sad. You are stuck with us, and this is Breaking the Silence. We know we are your favorite talk show. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, you want to get to know us. You already like how we started this show. And you're like, oh, I need to get some more of this. Don't worry. We're going to introduce ourselves. My name is ShyTia.
My name is Angeli. And my name is Francisca.
And again, you are watching Breaking the Silence. And listen, as you can see, Breaking the Silence is unexpected. There's so many things that happen. Angeli is still, her coffee did not kick in yet. It did not kick in
Maybe
yet.
I'll share my cup with you.
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to do that. But you know, ladies, there is one thing that we're going to talk about today that kind of, you know, irritates me.
Yeah. Maybe a lot of us do.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, we're going to be talking, and you know what? I'll be honest, right? I'll be honest, because we know that you do it too. Yes, that is those supermarket mishaps. And you know, it irritates Angeli so very much that she don't even go in the supermarket anymore. She sticks with Walmart pickup all the time. So we're going to be discussing that. And we're also going to be talking about our main character energy. Are we living it or are we faking it? So listen, ladies, y'all don't want to go anywhere. Yes, I'm telling you there, Linda. Listen, Linda. Don't go anywhere, okay?
Linda.
She's probably like, how you know my name?
She's talking to me.
Yes. Don't go anywhere at all. But ladies, before we go to a break, I have a question. If you had 1 extra hour in the day, what would you do? How would you use that extra hour? Angeli said sleep. I can already read her mind.
To be really honest, yes, SLEEP.
That is such a boring answer. That
I'm
would
still
be my
using
answer
it
too,
for
would be
sleep.
sleeping, but let's do something besides sleeping. Let us
sleep,
be productive. If we were given 1 more hour, what would we do with it? I think I would force myself into the gym. But since we only have 24 hours in a day,
that's not
I don't have to go to the gym.
You
But
see how
if
she
all
did
of
that?
a sudden we have to get 25 hours in a day, then gym, here I come. But for now,
I think I'll spend that extra hour with my husband. I think I'll just, you know, have
Some
that
people
little
don't have
extra
that,
time
so-
together.
I hope he's watching
you know.
so that
Yeah, I hope so too. Are you watching the show, babe?
You
He's
better be
probably like, I thought all of this stuff is going on, but it's okay. Don't worry. So we're gonna go on the quick break. Listen, grab your coffee. Angeli's gonna get hers. Grab your coffee, your tea, anything that you're gonna be doing for the next hour because you don't want to miss Breaking the Silence. We'll be right back.
Laugh, learn, and love with Breaking the Silence. We'll be right back.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
I don't care who you are, fair is fair.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
you have to maximize, retirement.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
Okay, so you got your shopping list, you got your wallet, you're rushing. You probably got like maybe 15, 20 minutes to go in the grocery store, go out so you can pick up the kids, so you can start dinner, so you can do all of this stuff. And then, bam, you get inside, or sometimes you don't even make it inside before the frustration happens. Sometimes you see some drama that happens outside over a parking spot, over a cart that two people are fighting for. You go in, you're hungry, you end up grabbing so much things that was not on your list, thinking it's on sale, then you get to the checkout line and you gotta pay full price. So all of these things happen, ladies, right? And we get so frustrated when it comes to something, especially as simple as going to the grocery store. And we all have to do it. It's not like we cannot go to the grocery store because we need to eat. So it's something that we have to sometimes schedule for. And even me, sometimes I'm like, okay, which day of the week will people not be in there? Should I go Tuesday? Should I go Thursday? Because you don't want too many people to be there. You don't want to be waiting in a long line. Sometimes you spend more time in the actual line than you do shopping for all of your groceries, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that gets to me, because I'm polite, I'm a nice person, and I always put my cart back.
Okay.
I always put my cart back. But sometimes you see an empty parking spot, and then you find out the reason why it's empty is because there's a nice cart just sitting in the middle of the parking spot. And then you're there debating within yourself. Should I get out, move the cart, get back in? Should I drive around to find another parking spot? And you're innerly mad at the person who left it there rather than walking a couple of inches away, feet away, just to return the cart, right?
Oh, what gets to me is when I would say people in general don't have this aisle awareness. You know, when you see it, the grocery store is already packed as it is. And plus those carts take so much space. And you leave your cart in the middle of all of this, in the middle of everyone, and you have to like kind of look for your cart because you left it there in the middle, you know, waiting for you to grab. I mean, it's okay if you leave your cart somewhere, but not in the middle where everyone's trying to kind of like pass and trying to make space for them to pass.
And then they get mad when you go to move the cart, and they get upset at you. And you're just like, ma'am, if your cart was not in the middle, I wouldn't have to touch it.
Exactly. And when they reach for something and they don't say anything, they don't say excuse me or anything, that irritates me as well. Like you just see a hand like grabbing stuff. I'm like, all right, okay. That's why we mentioned that pickup for me is like such a lifesaver, time saver, because there will be like stores that don't offer that, which I completely understand. But if possible, I would really avoid going to the grocery store myself because of this, you know, because or if I would just get like things that are very like little things that would not necessarily require me to get like a cart, like maybe just a few things that I could just, or a basket, not even that, like a few things that I could just grab on my own so that I don't have to deal with all of this, you know, having to move the cart and all of that. So, because it kind of like irritates me too. So like when I see a crowd of people, I'm like, just, oh my goodness, how am I going to survive in this? Maybe the next day, you know, because it's a lot. And I don't want to be, I'm already irritated as it is going there, having to see all of this and then having to go to the line and so I'm just like, okay, maybe let's do a pickup instead. And
and then you don't go over your budget because like you see the cart going up and you're like, okay, I don't really need this right now.
Because it's only what you know you need.
Yes,
but when you're in the store, you find everything.
Especially when you're hungry, because then you want to buy the chips, you want to buy the cookies, the fruit, you buy ice cream, you buy things and then you get home and it just sits in your cabinet because you really didn't want it.
Yeah, it's just like the kitchen gadgets. Like you buy it just on the hype of buying it because you're like, well, I'm going to eat it, and then you never ever eat it, and you're wasting money. But just hearing you, it just sounds like you needed to get a lot off of your chest.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like your blood pressure was rising higher and higher.
They can relate. You can relate, right?
So please, for Angeli's sake, make sure that the carts are on one side of the aisle and not
the right side of the aisle too, not the opposite side, and you got to cross in front of people.
Or you have your cart on one side, but then you're standing on the other side, and so you still can't pass through because
it's a mission impossible.
It is. It is. But you know what else is really frustrating? When you are in the checkout line and this person has 101 groceries. And as they're ringing it up, they ring up everything. They just remembered something that they forgot.
Oh, man.
And they politely say, I'm so sorry. I just have to run. Let me go run to the back of the store to go get the milk. When you know the milk is all the way in the very back of the store. Now they got to go run over there. And you are patiently waiting for them to go get their milk. They get their milk finally after waiting like 5 minutes for them to come over there. Now
they not only got the milk, they got 5 other items on their way to the checkout.
They're like, I'm so sorry, but I just remembered I needed these items too. And then we're waiting for them to pay. And then they're running through their purse. They can't find their credit card. I'm so sorry.
You're not sorry.
Happens to me. This never happens to me. It's just one of those days of just, and you're just like, like, why can't we just come prepared?
Yeah.
Why do we have to be so flustered and like forget things? If I forget something, well, I forgot it. Because I'm not going to make everybody else wait for me to go run to the other side of the store to go pick something else up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why we do curbside.
Yeah, pick up.
Yes, ladies. So listen, we hope that you don't feel attacked. If you are the one who leave your shopping cart in the middle of the aisle, you leave your stuff there, go run back for something. We're not attacking you. We're just trying to help you be better, okay? But we all go through it. Some of us are even guilty of doing it ourselves. But we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Breaking the silence. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation. We're talking career hacks, relationship advice, and the tools to build an amazing life. Keep it here.
I never stopped loving God, but I hated church people. For a long time, I didn't even know why. I mean, I'm basically born in the church. But I started to feel resentment towards church people. I experienced church culture as judgmental, bitter, manipulation, status-driven, and sometimes even cult vibes.
I don't belong anywhere. Not even churches want me. And I thought they were supposed to care. You're not alone in feeling this way, and very likely, you won't be the last. Sadly, many individuals have been church hurt over the years and have turned away from their faith because of hidden abuse. Neglect. Family pressure.
Do you think I wanted a daughter like you?
Or feelings of rejection. Those who once cherished the caring support of a home church now harbor resentment and cynicism. Maybe one of those individuals is you. As time goes on, you long for a true spiritual home, a safe, welcoming, and genuine environment to worship the Lord Jesus. Well, you found the right place. Our doors are open wide to welcome you 7 days a week. Join the nearest Universal Church, particularly on Sundays at 10 a.m. Other service times are also available. Worship, learn, and fight your problems by faith. And in the process, experience a deep encounter with God's power. At every Sunday service in the Universal Church, you'll be blessed with prayers for divine healing, financial prosperity, and family well-being. Additionally, you'll learn practical teachings of faith founded on the Word of God to nourish your soul.
The Holy Spirit inside of you makes you happy. Makes you happy.
We have no dress code or any other outward requirements. We just have an open and teachable heart. Come as you are, but rest assured, you won't leave the same.
Join the conversation, breaking the silence.
Okay, so we're back with a fun game called Word Whirlwind. Okay, ladies?
My brain feels like it's a whirlwind.
Yeah. So for those of you who are watching at home and you're like, what is this game? What is it about? So we're going to have a category.
Okay.
And we each take turns saying a word, but we have to be quick. This one, we have to be quick.
Okay.
Because if you're not quick, you get eliminated. Okay?
Right.
So we have to be quick, and it has to match the category. You can't just say a random word that comes to your head. No, it has to match the category, okay? So we're going to warm up. We're going to play really quickly as a warm-up, but also for you to kind of get the gist of it before we go into the real competition, because you know we like to compete. And we like to win. But I might lose this one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm worried myself.
I don't know.
Okay,
let's see.
So,
Two word masters over here.
Are you ready for level 1?
I guess so.
Okay, so we are ready for level 1. And level 1 is actually Girl Life Unfiltered. Okay? So because I'm nice, I would like to kick it off with Angeli.
Okay, pamper.
Self-care.
Spa.
Makeup.
Masks.
Hair.
Vacation.
Nail polish.
Makeup.
Okay, she's out.
Okay,
so that's how it is, right? No repetition as well.
Yes, so we can't repeat. We have to be quick. We have to... So, are you ready for the real one?
The real one? That was a quick warm-up. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we got the gist
Juice
of it.
is going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
So,
All right.
ready?
Ready for level 2?
Level 2.
Level 2.
So, the first category in level 2 is love, marriage, and mess.
Okay.
Oof. Is that how they think marriage is? Okay, ready? Go ahead, Angela.
Romance.
Love.
Date.
Picnic. Oh. All right. First one eliminated. All right.
Okay, but she's still up until we finish all 3.
Yes.
And then whoever gets out the most is the one who's out for the last round.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one got me.
So our second category and level 2 is spring reset.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, go ahead.
Declutter.
Clean.
Deep cleaning.
Hidden.
Organize.
Organization. Well, it's the same thing, right?
Okay.
I told you I am not good with
Mess.
No, we don't. Just
Oh, you stop. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so
she
one.
basically just said the same
I said
thing.
the same thing because in my mind, I'm already thinking of the word and I'm not paying attention to the last word.
Okay.
Because I am thinking of a word.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe I should start the next one.
Yeah, so let's go to the next
So
category.
our last category, oh man, it's a tie. So whoever gets out, unless it's Angeli, then we're really out.
Okay.
Okay. So back in the day is our last category. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Childhood.
Mail.
Throwbacks.
90s.
Booth.
Pagers.
Games.
Ice cream.
AOL.
Outside.
Pager.
I just said
Did you say
that.
pager?
Yes, I did.
Nokia.
You can't redo it.
She's trying to say I couldn't get a chance. All right.
So all three
of us got it out. Okay, so I guess.
So then now we'll throw a wrench in it.
Okay.
You want to throw a wrench in it?
Yes, let's throw a wrench in it.
So let us have the control room
Ooh.
tell us a word.
All right. A category.
For the category.
Okay. This is interesting. Okay, and then we see.
They can say it over the speaker. Speak up, we are all ears.
Food.
Oh. Okay.
Rice.
Noodles.
Chicken.
Ice cream.
Beef.
Pasta.
Egg.
Pastry.
All right. Okay, like a burger. officially out. Womp, womp, womp.
Oh, okay.
I'm crying.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we're ready for level 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Level 3. So I will give you guys a random word
Oh my goodness.
for you guys to compete head to head.
All right.
Okay?
Let me prepare my
Okay.
brain. All right. Let it be not that hard, okay?
Ready?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Music.
Oh. Pop.
Jams.
Genre.
Beats.
R&B.
Rap.
Elvis Presley.
Rock.
Michael Jackson.
Country.
Country music.
She just said that.
Did you say country? I did not hear. Did you say country? Did you say country music?
Yes. Okay, so Angeli, so Francisca got 1 point. Okay, so let's try a different subject. Ready?
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. School.
Diploma.
Difficult.
Teacher.
Headache.
Classroom.
Learning.
Board.
Books.
Pencil.
Pen.
Backpack.
Notepad.
Notebook.
3.
Trapper keeper.
Crayons.
Folder.
Pencil box.
Markers.
Sharpener.
Dry erase markers.
Students.
Whiteboard.
Soccer.
Chalkboard.
Science.
Soccer.
Is a subject.
History.
Principal.
PE.
Teacher. Art class.
Teacher. What is that?
Yeah.
You sound like you said
get
2 and 1.
Okay, so I guess that's 3 words.
It does not go with 3 words.
Okay. Arts.
I already won. She's
Yeah,
like,
she
I already won.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think
I
we
won.
have.
She won. She won.
Yes, so we
All
have
right.
our winner. Can we see our
I'm
winner?
surprised.
Yeah.
Right. Our
Wow.
word master.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
very shocked.
Yes. Well, see, my brain short circuit, and I don't. I think this game teaches we need to practice active listening. Because it's like
For me specifically.
no, even me too. Because I'm saying the same thing, and she's like, "I just said that," but because we're not paying attention to what the other person
we're
is
thinking about
saying,
something that
we're just already saying it, and then that's how you
That's
end up
very
losing
true
the game.
because whenever you're in a conversation, you are more worried about what you're going to say
Right.
and then you're not listening.
Exactly.
That's true.
So, ladies, we hope that you did better than us because I was horrible at this game. But we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Doesn't it seem like more people are connecting through social media these days than through real-life personal conversations? It's a new phenomenon affecting the lives of both young and old. There's a constant search for validation from online likes, comments, reactions, and reposts. That's beginning to replace time-honored behaviors of face-to-face conversations, relationships, and bonds of friendship. Basic human social skills of life-enhancing interactions are dying off as the virtual is taking precedence over the real. The deception of social media can paint a picture of utopia. But like any idol, most of what we see is an illusion. So many are falling for a false reality, and a sharp increase in depression and loneliness has been the result. It's time to put down our phones and reconnect with the real world around us. LFN encourages you to redirect your attention, to look up, and live life to the fullest. Take a break from social media. Be present. Appreciate life. Because life's story won't write itself.
Even the mighty might not not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
Off your phones and enjoy each other.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
It's always important to consult your doctor.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
Main character energy. How many of you have heard that phrase before? And sometimes you may be even thinking, what is main character energy? How can I have this main character energy? How can I be the main character of my life? Is it about setting boundaries, or can it go a little bit too far, ladies? Can it cross that line? Because a lot of times, because we have that main character energy, we kind of can be the superhero, or we can secretly become a villain in our own story, right, ladies? Let's say in the beginning, you start off good, you have your boundaries, you say no, you make your decisions without having to think about everybody else. But if I do this, what will happen if I say that? You stop overthinking everything and you start to prioritize yourself. So in the beginning, it's something good. It's something that actually helps you. It's something that will make your life into more of your story rather than depending on everybody else's opinion being added to your story. Because then, when we're growing up, you kind of be like, okay, you need to be this, you need to be that. You're the one that we're all depending on. You're the one that everybody's looking at. And then you kind of get like, but what if I don't want to go that path? So when you're the main character, you're like, you know what? It's my choice. This is what I want to do. It's my life. I'm going to make my decisions. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that is your problem, right? So it's good, but sometimes it can get where it crosses a line.
Yeah. And it could also be, it's something that it makes you stand out as that you have that main character energy. When you exude that main character energy, it's not because you're kind of showing off. Again, the question is, are you living it or are you just faking it? So if you really want to live that main character energy, first you have to build within, right? For example, validation. We hear a lot of wanting external validations from relationships or whether from friends, family. Why don't you build it from within? That you don't really need, of course, compliments are welcome. When you have an accomplishment, people are going to, of course, tell you, hey, you did a good job and all of that. But are you going to really just rely or depend on those validation, external validation? Because what if, it come to a point that nobody's there to praise you or nobody's there to compliment you, even though you did a good job, So when you have an internal validation, you know what you're worth. You know that you're doing what you were supposed to do. You value yourself. That without showing off or without saying that, hey, I'm the main character of my story, you exude that energy of main, because you have a hold of your life. You don't allow other people, you don't allow other opinions to kind of tell you, dictate you, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. Of course, you are going to listen to constructive criticisms. I'm not saying that you're just going to shut off your ears and just whatever I want to do. No, but you know for yourself, when you are validated inside, internally, you know what you're worth, then that is, I think, one of the most important when you have that main character energy. As well, when you have setbacks, right? Drawbacks, because life can be lifing sometimes. Life, we plan, but sometimes life doesn't really go that way where we want. But then you don't look at it as a hurdle. You don't look at it as, okay, so a setback, but you look at it as growth. You look at it as another stepping stone for the goal that you wanted to achieve. So that also, because main character doesn't necessarily mean that you're just sailing, coasting through life, no problems, nothing. But when you do get to a point that, okay, I'm going through something, I'm going to look at it in a positive way, or something that's going to teach me something, instead of being down, being, upset with it, being frustrated with it. Of course, that's an immediate reaction. But what do you do after that? You don't just stay low, but you bounce back from that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, having the main character energy, I think, can be a very fine line that we can walk, right? Because a lot of the times people that have this main character energy can come across a little dismissive of other people and other people's thoughts and other people's opinions. They can come across as very self-centered, very selfish in their goals, their dreams, their achievements. So we really need to be careful when we have this kind of main character energy, that we are not making other people in our lives feel like they are just like supporting characters, that they are just kind of there on the sidelines, but they're not as important or relevant. Of course, you want to make your own decisions in life. You want to do what is best for your life. But at the same time, you want to respect other people. You want to respect their thoughts, their opinions, things that they say, and you want to make sure that you are not pushing them away from you and being like, well, no, this is my story. I'm going to tell my story how I want to tell it, and nobody can tell me otherwise, because then that can come across as very rude, that can come across as very insensitive, that can really do the opposite, right? You want to show people that you're strong, that you are capable, that you're confident in yourself. But when you treat people that way, you're really turning people off of you. People are not going to want to be around you, because they're going to feel like they're just like a backdrop of your story and not part of your story. So make sure that even if you are resembling this main character energy, or this is something that you're really wanting to do in this new year, is find that confidence and, belief in yourself, which is great. We all need to have that in ourselves, but make sure that we're not stepping on people that are in our corner, that really want to see the best in us, that we're not stepping on them and making them feel like they are like subhuman in our life, right?
Because, main characters, like, yes, you want to be the main character of your story, but you have to remember they have their story too. So it's like, instead of us putting people down, instead of us making them feel bad so we can be put up, we should encourage and uplift each other. So that way all of those around us have that equal light to shine, because we want to make sure that we're shining, but also Angeli is shining, Francisca is shining. Like, you want to make sure those around you are shining, because you don't want to be too bright and then it intimidates other people. Like, oh, I can't be on her level. I can't do this. I can't do that. And a lot of times it's like, it's only because you change one thing. It's only because you change a certain perspective. Like, maybe you were so used on, doing everything for everybody else. You was always there. You were always playing the background. You was always compromising what you wanted to do. Even the mothers at home, how many of them, they don't work, they don't do all of this stuff just to take care of the kids, just to stay home, just to support the husband. And then now it's her time to shine. So we don't want you to feel as if you have to be the center of attention. That is not what main character energy is. It's just you learning how to set healthy boundaries, as Francisca was saying, having that balance between supporting others, but also making sure that you are prioritizing yourself, your needs, and your wants. So we hope that you're no longer faking it, but you're actually living that main character energy. We're going to go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Your voice, breaking the silence. Feeling drained? Breaking the Silence highlights the vital connection between physical and mental well-being. Step 1. Hydrate intentionally. Make a conscious effort to drink enough water throughout the day. Your brain and body will thank you. Step 2. Embrace colorful foods. Incorporate a variety of fruits and vegetables into your meals. Nourishment is self-care. Step 3. Move your body joyfully. Find an activity you enjoy, even for a few minutes each day. Movement boosts mood and energy. Don't let fatigue silence your vibrancy. Find your power. Break the silence and join the conversation. Tune in to Breaking the Silence, weekdays on ULFN. Visit watch.ulfn.org for tips to reclaim your energy and embrace your authentic self.
This isn't just television, it's Living Faith Network, where every program is designed to strengthen your faith. From award-winning Bible series to daily news to wholesome cartoons and uplifting entertainment, your spirit will thank you. Catch us on Verizon Fios Channel 792, Frontier Communications Channel 726, DirecTV Channel 42, New York viewers, Dish Channel 39, New York viewers, LFN.
Breaking the Silence, where women speak up and make their voices heard.
Transformation tips for today is very practical. We are going to be talking about spring reset. Yes, because spring is around the corner. However, this is not the spring reset that you are thinking about. We are talking about the hidden spots, the hidden mess, that place that you don't see. You know, you thought that you've decluttered, you thought that you've deep clean. However, when you move an appliance, when you see under the sink, there's still some dust like hovering over. So ladies, that's what we're gonna be talking about today, because sometimes, you know, we are very visual human beings. So when we think, not even think, when we see that it's all organized, that it's all decluttered, that it's all put in place, we rarely think that there is dust hidden on that ceiling fan, and that under those sofas, the couches, those refrigerators, you know, the oven, when you move it, you're just like, you found a toy, you found like your missing sponge is right there underneath, and like, why am I been missing some items? It's because they're right there in those hidden spots. So we are going to be tackling all of these hidden spots, because spring cleaning, everybody knows it. Okay, let's take out the winter stuff and put in the, you know, the summer or spring stuff. However, did you ever tackle those hidden ones? So we are going to be tackling about that today.
Okay, so before we get into that, what is something that you thought that you deep clean, and when it was hidden, and when you actually went to clean it, you realized you did not deep clean it?
You know what? I have to be honest. I have to be really, really honest. So you know how like those couches, they have like those pillows that covers it up? When you go and you kind of like put your hand, your finger, I cannot tell you what is in there, but you found like different things that why is it even here? And again, where is my missing sock? Why is there food particles? Why is this? The remote is missing for a long time. Nobody can, maybe your kids just, you know, they like to hang out on that couch, and then things are missing. It's because they've been hiding in that little spot. Like it's very tight, so nobody sees it. It's covered by pillows, you know, nobody really kind of like wanted to move it around. So sometimes you're just like, okay, everything's clean, everything's organized, but then when you actually deep clean, when you actually declutter those hidden spots, you see that it's not actually clean.
Yeah, because I had one for me where it was the dresser drawer. So it's like I pulled out the drawer and I saw like socks and like little things that has fallen on between the drawers, and I never knew about it. So it's just like now whenever I go to clean, I take out all of the dresser drawers just to make sure there's nothing hidden behind there.
Yeah, that's happened to me before.
And sometimes you're kind of like trying to push the drawer. Why is it not closed? Yeah, why? Because there's something hanging in there. So make sure that you do tackle those hidden mess zones. So it's usually the ceiling fans, right, where dust really gather. Light fixtures, right? Door frames as well. So, well, door frames, we kind of see it. Top of cabinets, also under furniture, of course. Refrigerator, oven, behind appliances. Because, of course, like us women, we like to kind of move around stuff. But then we're like, oh, the fridge is too heavy. The oven is too heavy. Well, when my husband comes or when my oldest son comes. But then when do they actually actually have the time. And when you have the time, when they have the time, you forget it and you're doing other things. So make sure that you do tackle that. Another one is clearing the silent clutter areas. And I saw this one time. When you have the silent clutter areas, for example, entryway drop zones. You know that entryway, you come into the house, you drop everything, your purse, your bag, your raincoat, your keys, or whatever it is, or you have a specific drawer for like a junk drawer to put everything in.
Your everything drawer.
Your everything drawer.
I definitely have that with all of the condiments packages of the ketchup, mustard, taco sauce, all of that.
Yeah, so they're the ones, they're silent clutter because, no, I just put it there. By the time you do spring cleaning, you open that, why do I even have ketchup packets over here and a calculator, and then I have a remote, and then I have zip ties, and I have, hardware. You become a hardware.
Sounds like you're in my drawer.
Okay, so we can't keep it just in case because it's like, when you decide to throw it away, that's when you need it.
That's why we have the just in case items, and then they add more clutter. So how do we keep the just in case items for our wonderful co-host that loves to have everything just in case? So how do you keep the just in case stuff and not
just don't have it just in case?
There's always a just in case.
Yes.
It's the second that you give it away. I know somebody this happens to all the time. They're the same way. They don't like clutter. And so they're always giving things away. And then that person would be like, I had this item and now I can't find it. I'm like, I guarantee you gave it away.
Or you gave it to me.
Yeah.
and
you said that you didn't need it. But it's as soon as you give it away, you need it. So you got to find a way to organize your just in case
Maybe
stuff.
you can have it just in case or just organize it. Because when you open it, our brain works like this. I'm overwhelmed. Where is it? It's there, but you can't see it because it's a lot of clutter. So I guess when you organize it, but even though it's a just in case, as long as it's organized chaos.
Okay,
organized. All right, we accept that.
There's a method to my madness.
Yes, we accept organized chaos. Okay, so how do we clean smart and not hard? Because of course we wanted to have it decluttered. We want to have it clean. However, we don't also want to, work ourselves double. So how do we clean smart? Top to bottom. Because imagine you're cleaning the floor, but then you have dust and you're cleaning fans, you have dust on your furnitures, and then you started doing bottom to top. That doesn't make sense. You're doing double work. So make sure to dust all the cleaning fans, all the light fixtures, the furnitures, the fridge or whatever, the countertops, and then later on you do the floors. Because that's just the most common sense thing to do, right?
Exactly.
It makes sense as well. Another one is focus on high-touch areas. For example, switches, remotes, and handles. Those ones, they always, again, it's high-touch. So mostly on a day-to-day basis, it's like touch for 1,000 times. Those remote, I saw a statistic or a research, the remote, if you don't clean it, it's even dirtier than your toilet bowl.
Yeah.
The remote, the keyboard, I was shocked because what do you mean? My mouse, my keyboard is
and think about it. You're over there eating and then changing the remote and then
all that germs get in your.
Yeah, I just grossed myself out. That's
so
gross.
we actually have a viewer question.
Okay, all right.
Our lovely viewers, they love to write to us. So Naomi wants to know, how do I stay consistent with decluttering without feeling overwhelmed?
Okay, Naomi, I have one for you. So I saw this one time and I was like, it made sense. So because we feel overwhelmed when we have a lot of decisions to make, right? So why don't we do it one at a time? So I saw this. Once you put something put it down. Once you put something down, you have to put in your mind right away, don't put it down, put it away. So, for example, your purse, you're coming to the house, you put your purse on, your coffee table. Instead of putting it down, put it away on the actual place that you put your purse. Or you see socks everywhere. Instead of putting it down, you're removing your socks, you're removing your shoes. Instead of putting it down, put it in the hamper. You know, so that's one more decision that you're not going to make. And once you constantly do that, you're not going to feel overwhelmed because, okay, you see socks over there, you see towels, you see purses, you see grocery bags, you see plastic bags, you see everything. You're just like, I'm overwhelmed. So I think decluttering is when you see so many things, but when you do it one at a time, it doesn't necessarily mean like you're gonna kind of be like overwhelmed or stressed out about it. Your keys, put it in a, you know, that hook where your belts, or I don't know, where you put your bags, your little things in there, instead of just putting away somewhere, because again, that loads our brain so much, and we're just
and
like,
then you gotta
I'm so
find it
overwhelmed.
underneath the couch cushions.
Exactly.
Where you put it.
Right, there you go.
Exactly.
So I think that's gonna help you be consistent. I don't know, it helps. It helps
And
out,
also,
it helps
I think the rule with the timers, like just setting a timer and say like, I'm gonna go through this part of my room, I'm gonna go through this part of my house, and I'm gonna say like, okay, this is the amount of time that I have to declutter this area. Because when we think about decluttering, at least for me, I'm like, thinking about the whole house.
Yeah.
And then it's like you start every room and you finish nothing, and now your house is a complete mess. And it's a whole mess.
And then you get overwhelmed and you're just like, I can't finish. And then your
put it all in
husband
a
comes
drawer.
home. And it's like, what did you do all day? You just start crying because now you're overwhelmed. So just start little. I think also start little. Do something that you can finish. Like, I'm going to start with this drawer. Then next time I'll do that drawer. You know, just start little, one by one, because you don't have to do it all in the same day. So that's something we need to learn
just
as
build
well.
on it, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So if you have any tips for us, maybe we did not discuss anything that actually works for you, then for sure we are accepting the tips. So you can feel free to DM us or send us a message. But right now we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be back.
What troubles have you been going through? Heartbreak, depression, family drama, incurable diseases, or financial setback? Don't give up. There is a way out. Call 888-332-4141, our toll-free 24-hour helpline today.
Is that inner voice a little too harsh? Breaking the Silence offers guidance on cultivating self-compassion.
I'm not going to put myself down. I'm not going to say these negative things or think that I'm the worst person in the world. No, because as long as you're recognizing it, then that's already a first step.
Step 1. Notice the negative talk. Become aware of when your inner critic is loudest. Step 2. Challenge the thoughts. Ask yourself, is this truly accurate? Would I say this to a friend? Step 3. Replace with kindness. Speak to yourself with the same understanding and empathy you offer others. You deserve your own compassion. Don't let self-doubt silence your potential. Find your strength. Break the silence and join the conversation. Tune in to Breaking the Silence weekdays on ULFN. Visit watchulfn.org to connect with the BTS community and discover resources to empower your journey.
Want to receive daily messages of faith and encouragement? Join Bishop Bara Joshua Telegram channel. It's simple, just follow these steps. Download the Telegram app from your app store. Open Telegram and tap on the search bar. Type in Bishop Joshua Fonseca and select the channel. Click Join to become a part of a growing community of faith and support. By joining, you'll gain exclusive access to powerful messages of faith from Bishop Joshua himself. Don't miss out. Join today.
Okay, so listen, I know Angeli and Francisca, they don't like to go to the supermarket because of all the problems. So I have a deal for them. They can declutter my house, right? And I go to the supermarket for them.
I'll go to
That
the store.
It is so perfect.
I don't know.
I mean,
let's not
Angeli,
be
she had the whole
overwhelmed.
segment going on.
Right, exactly. She gave all of those tips.
She came to the store to buy the snack.
With just those junk drawers, I don't know if I'm gonna be. That's like the first spot, right? So I don't know.
You know, just set your hour timer a day, and you can just stop by, and it will be great. And then I will go to the super. I will wait in line for you. I won't even complain.
I'll think about it.
And I will meet all the strangers there.
She said, "Don't think about it."
Maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah, it sounds like a good deal, right? They agree with us.
You're right.
Yes, I will just have a conversation. You know, I'm not even here for myself. I'm here for my friends.
I'm such a good friend.
I'm such a nice person.
You see this?
You know, you can pay me. I'll wait in line for you too. No, I am joking, people. I am joking. We declutter our own houses. Don't worry. I will not hire Angeli. But you know, something that I did hear about recently, I heard someone called me out on our comment section. You know, because we have our QR code. So when you scan our QR code, it will take you to our Instagram page at Breaking the Silence _talk show, where you can have some comments, where you can DM us, where you can leave anonymous messages for us to answer, because I called them out on the previous show about the kitchen gadgets. So listen, you need some advice. My advice to you is hide your credit card, okay? Late at night, just lock your card, hide it. So when you get tempted to buy something, you can't buy it because you don't have your card on you. And then you don't want it that much to actually have to go up, get your card, deal with all that stuff, and then you won't buy it, okay?
What if it's an Apple Pay?
Delete it from Apple Pay. That is my advice to you, because we like to save money.
You're gonna be called out again. Should be called out again.
You got a little too harsh, ShyTia. Now I'm gonna have to be sending you some comments on this one.
Hide your card. Then you won't buy nothing you don't need, okay? But we hope that you enjoyed today's show. It is time for us to say bye.